Welcome back, Griffs Leagues fans. The second week of the Griffs League Short, we run through all the big news of the week. As we look at the standings after last week's results, we see a bunch of teams at the top that are either in the playoffs or pretty much good. You see Adam, Joe, Brandon, myself, and Casper all in a pretty good spot. Then we look at the bottom of the standings, and we see Sip is eliminated, but he's clear of last. And we see Tim, Elwood, and Steckel still technically alive for last, but Steckel's pretty comfortably going to be down there. And then we see this clump here. Chris, Gage, Ginther, Woody, basically all there. Garrett's basically eliminated. But these four teams with 2 spots remaining, things could happen up here, but it's very likely there's going to be 2 spots from these 4 teams right here. And when we think about those standings, when we look at these matchups this week, there's some enormous matchups. Woody 11-13 against Ginther 12-12. Basically a playoff game already for them. Brandon is playing against Gage. Gage needs to get some wins. He's playing one of the better teams in the entire league. Elwood and Tim, they're fighting to try to see who can avoid last place. If Steckel were to get hot, Steckel's playing Casper. Steck needs to go 2-0 back-to-back weeks, and that's going to be a tall task. Chris is playing me. He's down some players. He needs to get some wins. And then we have Joe trying to just improve his seeding. Garrick and Adam playing. Adam trying to clinch the 1 seed. But we have a huge playoff race that has some key matchups in Week 13. As we look at the playoff matchups for Week 13 and Week 14, again, we look at Week 13, Woody versus Ginther this week. There's a little bit of Steelers versus Bills. Woody, obviously, huge Bills fan. Ginther is big Steelers fan. Josh Allen versus Jalen Warren, Kenny Gainwell, whoever he wants to play from the Steelers. That's going to be a hotly contested matchup. Ginther's been hot. Woody's been hot. Somebody needs to keep going hot, get hot to be able to go into the playoffs. Gage, 13-11 against Brandon, 16-8. Gage going to be fighting uphill. He's down a running back. He's down bad. He's thinking, I'm not going to make the playoffs, all that. One of his wide receivers left practice early. It's starting to get scary for Gage. Chris versus me. He's down T. Higgins tomorrow night. I've been 16-8. It might be a tough matchup. That could lead us to an epic Week 14 where we have Woody against Chris, Gage against Ginther. We'll have to see how Week 13 shakes out to be able to decide what really will be at stake there. But it's possible we could have a week of playoffs before the playoffs to see who can maybe get in. And then we also look at last place. I mean, it's going to take a lot for Steckel to get out of last place. But if he were, he's going to have to go 2-0 against Casper this week, have one of Elwood or Tim go 0-2, and then next week, Elwood plays me, Steckel plays Adam, Tim plays Joe. You can see how this is going to be a tall task for Steckel, considering he's gone 3-21 the whole season. He's got to go 4-0 against Casper and Adam, 2 of the better teams in the league. Not liking his chances of doing that. Thanks for watching this week's Griffs League Short. Let's have a great Thanksgiving, a great week of football.